There are shows with psychics,
And there are shows with doctors.
but there's no show like The Psychic and the Doc.
Your practical paranormal power unleashed.
This show synthesizes the talents of world-class medium Mark Anthony, the psychic lawyer, psychic explorer,
And street smart spiritualist, behavioral psychologist, Dr. Pat Baccili. All subjects are on the table and no topic is taboo. Inspiration, insight.
action, and fun as Mark Anthony connects callers with loved ones in spirit.
In tandem with Dr. Pat's fresh, no-nonsense, street smart, intuitive insights. And she is hilarious.
Extraordinary problems
Require extraordinary solutions, which may come from this side
or the other side. This is The Psychic
and the Doc. And it starts now. Hey everybody, welcome to The Psychic and the Doc here on the Transformation Network. I'm Mark Anthony, JD, Psychic Explorer, and I'm here with the extraordinary and the amazing Dr. Pat Baccili, world-renowned behavioral psychologist, founder of the Transformation Network, host of the longtime multiple award-winning show, The Dr. Pat Show, and of course, my co-host here on The Psychic and the Doc. And Dr. Pat, we have a really great theme tonight, which is don't be rattled by change.
I know. Hey, you know, I was talking to somebody today and, you know, Linda just left the room. I mean, here's the thing I love. We have been in the middle of, I don't know, Mark, what would you call it? You kind of lived in the same place pretty much most of your life. Is that pretty much true?
Yes and no. I mean, I've been
Yes
all
and no.
over the world, but
Right.
the area
like
that
your
I live
home
in,
base.
Florida, is my home
Yeah.
base, and
Yeah.
you know, I like it here.
Yes. Don't even get me started on that one. But it was interesting. I decided to make a move, and I get more questions on why. And I couldn't come up with a reason. Today's show is Don't Be Rattled by Change. So I used to listen to these ministers, right? And there was this one minister I would listen to, and for a really long time, I mimicked this person. And every time somebody talked about change, I would go into this pastoral change, preacher kind of thing. And yet, if you really want to know what to do, man, you better be embracing it. Because, Mark, this topic is so important. You
It
work
is.
with people, I work with people. Almost every call I'm having now with our clients or just people they're crying. They're crying.
Yeah.
I'm crying. We get people on the line. We both cry.
Yeah.
Why? Because we're in the middle of change. And somehow, I don't know that we think that it's okay to go and experience change, even if it brings tears to our eyes.
That's a very important point, Dr. Pat, because what people are resistant to change, which is ironic because change is inevitable. Now, I was working on a story today for Best Holistic Life magazine, and for those of you who don't know, I write for Best Holistic Life. I've got a fascinating story this month, I think, but the story that I'm working on is going to be for the June edition, and it's about teaching children how to swim. And I'm telling it from my perspective. When I was a toddler, my parents sent me to swimming lessons because they had moved from New Jersey to Florida, and suddenly there's water everywhere. And I was always trying to slip away and play in any puddle or pool or whatever. And so they didn't want to find me, you know, face down in a body of water, understandably. And you know what, Dr. Pat? Writing the story was one thing, and the point of the story is all the important reasons why good parents teach their kids how to swim. But because I was writing about something that occurred when I was 2, it brought me back in time, mentally, emotionally, to so many events family togetherness. I mean, when you're 2 years old, mommy and daddy are the center of the universe, and that world is gone. Not
No
just the
kidding,
fact
Mark.
that I'm a kid, but the world, the way it was then, is gone. It's so different now. And it was making me really sad. And then I started thinking change is inevitable. And the theme for tonight's show, don't be rattled by change. And
Yeah.
so we deal with change on this show. People losing loved ones, relationships crumbling, health issues. And this is a safe haven for people who are rattled by change, because Dr. Pat and I are going to tell you there. To paraphrase Dr. Pat, there ain't nothing you can do about it, but you need to face it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I love this topic. And thank you, you and Rocky. I know were instrumental in picking it. And here's can we do a couple of little rules? I don't like rules. I don't know what else to call it. And people say tips. No, these are got to be like, we got to get a little bit
Guidelines,
stronger. We got
guidelines.
guidelines. Oh my God. Ay, ay, ay. But there are some, I love the word rules because it gets people's attention. And then you get the resistance because the minute you say, but there's one thing that I think is that when you feel the change in your heart, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you feel that change in your heart, you have to protect your peace. You must, and maybe this is a show we'll do next time. Or what does it mean to protect our peace? Now, for me, who has been in recovery, the first part of that journey, I was not at peace. But when you make a decision that you're going to face yourself, you're going to face the world, you're going to face every emotion you feel, you have to learn to change. And then you have to learn to love the change. And this is where we go sideways. If all of you listening today could just say under your breath, if you don't want to say it out loud, I love my changing. I love my changing. I'm a changing. I love my changing. See, that's what happened. I know you're laughing, right, Mark? It sounds like a little hokey. It is hokey. Okay, let's just say it. It's hokey. But if you don't love your changing, then what are you doing with it, Mark?
You're resisting it, you're getting angry, you're hating it, and you're you're spiraling down into stress. And all those things make everything worse. There's a lot of change people don't like, obviously. Bad breakups, losing a loved one, a bad medical diagnosis, change a job. I mean, all sorts of things. And you get angry, and the anger, and then you start worrying, and none of that helps. And I'm not telling people to don't express your feelings, don't embrace your feelings, but you also have to keep it in perspective that if I worry, will the future change?
Mm.
And it won't. And change is part of life. I remember a discussion I had once, Dr. Pat, with my father. I think I was about 17 years old, and we were out in the front yard, and he was always in the yard, puttering around, doing something, fixing something. And he was talking about the family, and he said, I just want everything to be status quo. I go, what do you mean? He said, you're doing good in school. Your brother and sister are doing well. Your mom's health is stable. My job is good. He goes, everything right now, if we could just keep it status quo. Now,
Oh boy.
and for a 17-year-old,
Wow.
I wasn't quite. Now, looking back on that, wow.
Look, okay, so why are we talking about this? Because resistance is one little tip of the iceberg. There's a book I'm getting my hands on now, and I hope to interview this woman. I really do, because Elizabeth April has written a book, and I'm telling you, I don't plug books, everybody, but I will tell you this book, just the title alone got me to say, I got to get it. So she writes this book, and the book, for those of you out there, I'll give you the correct title. Her name is Elizabeth April. I have no affiliation with her, so this is not a plug for whatever you think. And the bottom line is the book is called Your Anxiety is Giving Me Anxiety. Now, I'm sure she doesn't say it like that, but it is the brunt of a dynamic between people. You understand? She's saying your anxiety is giving me anxiety. But also, my anxiety is giving me more anxiety. And that's the spiritual philosophy of it. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, totally. Yeah, that's great. My anxiety is giving me anxiety. It's true. It's true. The more you worry, the more you're
Yeah.
going to worry. It's a what is the term I'm looking for? It's like it progresses at a geometric rate. It just keeps doubling and doubling.
Yeah.
And we have to look at, change is something we all have to go through because life isn't stagnant. I was talking about the story I wrote. Well, obviously, I'm not 2 years old forever. Okay. I'm not 17 forever. My parents are not here anymore. So many of my friends are not here anymore. And I miss all of them. But the change and my life has changed because of that change, and I've grown in response to that adversity. And I know you have, Dr. Pat.
No kidding.
Yeah,
Every
I
day.
mean, every
I've
day.
changed more in the past 10 days than I've changed in the past, I'd say, 5 years.
Wow.
Personally, I'm talking at a personal level for a lot of reasons. I'm not talking about my move from the West Coast to the East Coast. That was like cake. That was like a cakewalk for me. And can we talk about this a minute, Mark? You do this every week on the show. You've written books about it. You help people understand this. When something is right, like when the messages come through, I was talking about you earlier today. When the messages come through, they come through.
Yeah.
And sometimes we can hear them, sometimes we can't. Sometimes I understand them, sometimes I don't. But one of the things I love about all of this is they are from a pure energy,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Now, my move and my decision to move, as crazy as everybody around me was like, you have lost it, girlfriend. I'm telling you. I said, I don't get what you're saying. I don't get you, man. What are you saying? What's wrong? What happened to you? What's wrong with you? Why did you move? 30 years in the Pacific Northwest, and would you come back to New Jersey? And I said, when you've got about an hour, I can explain it to you. I said, but sometimes there's a thing called knowing. And Mark, I got to tell you, that level of knowing and awareness from your connection with your higher power, spirit, whoever you believe in, God, goddesses, Jesus, Ba'aula, I don't know. It doesn't matter. When it's in your heart, nothing can penetrate it except your mind.
Yes.
Joyce Meyer. Do you know Joyce Meyer?
She sounds familiar.
Yeah, she's a Christian minister. And okay, so I'm going to get 10 emails on this because the other question I get is, did you see me put my necklaces in my shirt 2 minutes ago?
Yeah.
Just when the show just started, I put them in my shirt. And why did I do that? Because when I have them out, people get confused. So I had them out during a show the other day, and I got a call from an old friend of mine, an old buddy. He says, "What's wrong with you?" Right, like that. You ready? What's wrong with you? I said, "What's wrong? What do you mean?" She said, what is that thing you got on your neck? I said, what thing? He said, you're wearing something on your neck. Then I see you and you're wearing the thing and you got a cross. Are you confused about what you believe? And I'm telling you, Mark, I just laughed at him. I said, am I confused? And he said, yeah, you got to be confused. What are you? And I said to him, and I'm just going to say it once on this show because it does have to do with change. I said, have you ever thought about this? I said, I used to ponder this as a little kid in Catholic boarding school as I stared up on the multiple crucifixions that were everywhere. You got a couple in the background. I got one over here.
Yeah.
And I said, you know what thought I had at age 6 years old? That there was one God. And that one God created prayers for everyone that had a different opinion. And I'm 6, so I never said it like this, but created a space for everyone to pray in their own way. And I said it to this guy. I said, you know, at 6 years old, this was my thought, and I'm going to share it with you. Have you ever thought that maybe there really is one God, one mind, one consciousness that created a multiplicity of beliefs that allows every single person on the planet to find a home?
That's exactly what I believe. It's exactly what I believe.
That's why we do the show, right?
Yeah. I mean, and that's such a beautiful way of putting it, so everyone can find a home. I've always looked at it as there is one universal consciousness, divine energy that we call God, and humans have created different cultural lenses to try to perceive that God. In other words, when you look at paintings of Jesus in Europe, in France, the French artists make him have a French look. In Italy, he looks Italian. In Germany, you've got the blonde hair, blue-eyed Christ, looks like the Ocean Pacific, ad. And it's the same thing with Buddha. You know, Chinese Buddhas are portly, Thai Buddhas are very gaunt, Japanese Buddhas are very disciplined, and people tend to I don't want to say create God in their own image, but create God in a relatable manner. But we're dealing with the same energy, and it bothers me when people say there's only one way and my way is the right way and everyone else is wrong. And there's a saying the Hindus have that there are many paths to the top of a mountain, and the only person on the wrong path is the one running around the mountain telling everybody else their path is wrong. And I think we need to look at it like that. And of course, there's a lot of people listening that right now that disagree with that. And isn't that the beauty of living in a allegedly free society, that we can disagree?
Yeah. We're going to take a short break. But before we do, Mark, give us an update, because we're going to go to the phones and we're pretty much going to go right through. And I'm hoping Malika's with us today. How do we find out about you?
Yes, sure. I'm going to invite everyone to visit my website, afterlifefrequency.com. Please sign up for my newsletter. You get that as soon as you go to my website, and that'll keep you up to date on everything that I've got coming up and going on. So that's all at afterlifefrequency.com. And Dr. Pat, if people go to unstuckable.com.
But I also want to send them to transformationtalkradio.com, which will take them to our website. Why? Because we're getting ready to launch a fully amazing podcast channel. OMG. Unstuckable, you're going to hear a lot from once my attorney finishes the trademark thing. But Transformation Talk Radio and the Transformation Network, thanks to the backbone of Jessica and Merrick and so many others. When we come back, if there's time, I will tell you what got done. But when we come back, we're going to talk about change. And don't let anyone tell you what's in your heart, especially if what's in your heart is kindness. Don't let anybody try to change that. We'll be right back.
Rethinking your purpose in life? Become a certified hypnotherapist and regressionist today. Bryn Blankenship is a renowned certified master hypnotherapist, international instructor, and author. In addition to her own show, Afterlife Teacher, Soul Lessons Bringing You Full Circle, Bryn is a popular radio show guest who speaks about her soul expression spiritual regression, her transformative method for finding and following your soul's guidance. For more information on her hypnoregression and afterlife regression certification programs, visit brynblankenship.com.
Welcome to Shanti Mission, a school for the soul. If you're seeking personal transformation, deeper spiritual awareness, sacred music, or the support of a welcoming community, Shanti Mission offers signature workshops and healing programs in a warm and inclusive space, designed for growth and connection. For more information and to access free resources, visit shantimission.org. Together, we can anchor peace.
Hi, I'm Michelle, and I want to welcome you to the Real Healing Institute. This is your invitation to my spiritual circles, where your energy is read, your life receives channeled clarity, and your soul is mirrored by others walking this path with you. Come and be seen, guided, and activated. These spiritual circles are sacred containers, personal energy readings, channeled guidance for your life, and a conscious community where insights flow and souls remember who they are. Visit therealhealinginstitute.com to sign up.
I'm Tristan, a shaman, astrologer, and human design reader. I help unravel spiritual ideas to create change and growth in your life. Whether you are just beginning or need a knowledgeable best friend with the next phase of your journey, I'm here to help. Think of me as your pragmatic shaman bestie. I work with high-vibe, lovely people like yourself in personalized sessions that will leave you with a sense of clarity that energizes you to make impactful change. Connect with me, your pragmatic shaman bestie, at musingsandmodalities.com.
Looking for inspiration that awakens your soul? Join me, Elena, on Passion of the Soul, every first and third Thursday, 5 p.m. Pacific, on Transformation Talk Radio. I interview brilliant creators, artists, healers, and visionaries. Visit my website, dynamicmanifestation.com. Passion of the Soul, where your truth comes alive.
Hey everybody, welcome back. You're listening to The Psychic and the Doc, and like I said before, this is a live call-in show. We have got people on the line. I think, Mark, we should get right to it. Don't you think, Jessica?
Yes, absolutely. So we have Malika calling from Singapore. So Malika, you are on live with The Psychic and the Doc.
Hi, Malika. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Dr. Pat and Mr. Mark Anthony.
Nice to get you, Malika. Hey, how can we help you today? I'd love to just turn you right over to Mark and just see what's going to come through for you, okay?
Sure.
Okay,
yeah.
Great.
Yeah, Malika, how can I help you?
I just wanted to, I heard about your psychic abilities, so I just want to hear from you what comes to you.
Okay.
And whoever comes to you.
Okay.
That's great.
That'll work. All right, Malika, I'm picking up on a female energy connected to you, and I feel that she is somehow connected to you through your female, meaning your mother's side of the family. She feels like she may be on the generational level above you. So this could be like a mother or an aunt. It could also be a grandmother. And what I'm getting with her is I'm feeling the cause of her passing. I'm getting, I feel swelling in the throat, issues with the lymph glands. And I'm getting lymph glands, her breasts, lower back, kidneys, her reproductive areas. It feels like her entire lymphatic system was being negatively impacted by what to me feels like a cancerous condition. And it seems like she had this condition for quite some time. Like she dealt with it for a pretty long time. It may be even at least a year or longer. And she was doing really good. And then all of a sudden things turned and there was a drastic decline. And by that time, she was very accepting of what was happening and she was ready to go. I'm trying to get an age range on her, could be in her 60s, late 50s or 60s. And And I'll tell you, this woman, a lot of resolve, a good mind, except for this condition, she kept herself in good shape, and um, she had I want to say faith. But I want to go, instead of using the word faith, I want to say belief. She had belief in a greater power. And that's why when her condition began to decline, even though no one's happy about that, she was ready. Does any of this make sense to you, Malika?
I know. My mother passed away when she was like 38 or 39, but it
Okay.
was like a fire accident. So that's I know. And my grandmother lived quite up to 90, I think, and she just died of old age. I don't know beyond that other women in the family or generation. I don't know.
Okay. All right. What about on your dad's side of the family?
My dad's side, my grandmother died like around maybe 70 or early 70s, maybe.
Okay.
And I don't know how she.
What did she pass from?
I don't know those details. I mean, she was very sick. Actually, she was sick her entire life with the asthma, and I don't know. I was in the States and I don't exactly know the details, but I know she passed away in 1988, actually.
This
And
may be
someone with
her.
cancer.
Yeah, this may be her. Now, it feels like a cancerous condition. That doesn't necessarily mean it is cancer. Okay. So,
Okay.
right, because the other things seem to match, that she was dealing with illnesses for a long time, and then there was a turnabout. And she may have had a more youthful appearance, because the way I see them, it's like a memory. They're kind of transparent. So let's see what she wants you to know. Interesting. She's talking about your diet, and I get plant, plant, plant. Do you eat a primarily plant-based diet, vegetarian diet, or are you supposed to, or do you think you should be doing that? Because she's talking about a plant-based diet, and I'm tasting all types of greens, not just from the land, but also from the sea. I'm getting like a phyto vegetables, could be seaweed, but I can also tasting a lot of greens, a lot of salads, a lot of green leafy vegetables. Does any of that make sense to you, Malika?
I'm a vegetarian, but I
Well,
mean, I used to
that
eat salads before, but I have reduced my salads.
that's a
Actually,
yes.
almost zero.
Yeah, that's a yes. So we know. All right. So we got your paternal grandmother here. She's giving me the details about you. Okay. Let's see what else she wants you to know. Interesting. She calls you the researcher, and she shows you doing tremendous amounts of research, writing, note taking. Now, this could be something that you have done professionally, like maybe in your job, or maybe something you're working on now. But she shows all this research and writing, and she said that you're very, very thorough, and you'll work on things and you'll stop. You'll walk away from it, you'll contemplate it, and then you'll go back to it. She said you're very good at analyzing things from several different angles. And it's funny because the way she talks about you, it's like it's like you're a journalist, or you have the skills of a journalist. Does any of that make sense?
No, no. I mean, I don't do any writing and all that. Maybe I should do it. I don't know, but no,
Hold
I'm
on,
not.
hold on. Before you know everything into oblivion, what do you do? What is your occupation?
Most of my life I've been a homemaker, and I've worked part-time on and off, and then sometimes full-time for a year or 2 years, like that. I was a technical trainer for a semiconductor manufacturing company.
Boom.
My last
Boom.
job for
All right.
1.5.
What did you do as a technical trainer? What were your tasks?
I had to. Oh, my tasks were that time. Yes, I had to do research for different processes, how
There
to
we
do
go.
it, and I was trained.
I love when
And
people
I
tell
was
me no,
saying
no,
that
no, and then I ask what they
Uh,
do, and they tell me exactly what I just told them.
oh
You
my gosh.
see, yes, you
oh,
see,
okay. When you said research, I thought like writing thesis papers or something
well,
like
hold
that,
on, hold on.
articles.
Malika, when I do private readings, I spend about 15 minutes before the session starts doing an orientation. You have to realize that I'm communicating
Uh-huh.
with another dimension, and spirits are sending to me concepts. And I see research and
Uh,
writing and technical things, and you have to be careful about
mm,
jumping to a conclusion. See, and I understand, and your
oh,
interpretation was very, very it's not wrong, but you're thinking what I was saying is like research for writing a book when what she was doing is talking about what you had to do for your job as a technical trainer. So what
okay.
this means is that
Yeah.
she is around you and aware of what you've been doing in your
Mm,
life. Okay. And
actually.
she wants
Okay.
you to know that she admires your commitment. You have always been very dedicated to your family, to the jobs you've had. And she said that you have a tremendous sense of loyalty and commitment. And this goes through your family. And I get the sense in some ways you're very much like her. So basically, Malika, you're on the right track.
Hmm.
I see. Okay.
Dr.
Okay.
Pat, what's
Okay.
your
Yeah,
take?
Malika, I got a couple questions for you. Um, the kind of work that you were doing, and you said you were into semiconductor industry,
Yes.
and you,
Manufacturing, yes. Processing.
exactly,
Yeah.
yeah. The reason I know this, and I'm laughing because I worked for Bell Labs for a long time, so I understand
Oh,
that environment and that research. I've got a different question for
okay.
you. What is it
Sure.
about your life right now that you want to change?
The relationship.
That's what I thought. Okay. And are you trying to change it as if you were working on that technical job? Are you analyzing?
Pardon me. I'm sorry. I didn't get your question
I'll get it again.
correctly. I didn't understand.
Sometimes we approach relationships from a very heart-centered place. Other times we analyze our relationships and we try to decide and evaluate. Are you evaluating your relationship right now?
Well, recently I had a fallout with my sister. Yes.
That's bingo. Okay. So the way I'm going to pass this on to you is I can't tell you how many people I've been talking to that have had fallouts with their sisters. I just don't even get what's going on with this, but I get it. Or a brother.
Okay.
Do you want to repair that? Yes or no?
Yeah, repair with them. And generally my relationships, even though at least from my own thinking, I know I'm
Yeah.
genuine and no fake
Yeah.
things and all that.
Yeah.
And I help out a lot. Like I give out a lot more than
Yep.
I should. But
Okay,
then
that's
the time
it.
comes, I can't. Hmm.
I love what you did and I love what you said. Here's what I want to say. I want to support you in what Mark said. Sometimes we have to draw a line in the sand and have healthy boundaries, and it sounds like that's what you did. And as a result of you doing that, it caused some friction. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Here's my message to you.
Sure.
Sometimes we have to stick. This is what I said at the opening of the show. We have to stick to what's in our heart. You're on the right path. Mark was right. See, that whole technical thing makes so much sense to me now. And the whole process thing, the message that came through for you, because what you did, creating boundaries is a highly technical process. Did you even know that? The process of creating boundaries
Yeah.
isn't just like you wake up one day and say, oh, that's it. No. So what you've done is you're standing up for yourself. And my sense is that that's a new feeling for you. And I want you to walk away from this call and just take it all in and stop beating yourself up.
Yeah.
Got it? Malika?
Yeah.
Be kind to
Yeah.
yourself,
Yeah.
please. You did nothing wrong.
Sure. Right. Yeah,
Bingo.
definitely. Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Malika. Thank you so
Yeah.
much for calling
And
in. This is a
thank you,
message for
Pat
everybody.
and Malik. And Mark, is there any way you can talk to my mother? Because I wasn't even there and I didn't even see her at the last stages,
Hold on. Do you know if she was having a hard, I mean, it goes without saying that people who are transitioning are having a hard time breathing, but I'm getting a woman coming through and my lungs are filled with fluid and it's like, and I
Yeah.
feel very hot. Okay.
She had a
All
lot
right.
of burns and it was more like a suicide. That's why.
Okay. She said, well, I'm here. What do you want to know?
Mom, I miss you and I still would like to hear from her and talk to her and what is her guidance? What does she want to tell me? Is there anything?
Okay, hold on.
I was a young girl.
All right, hold on, Malika. Please just wait. Let me get the message because I'm communicating with another dimension, and I know you don't mean to, but when you interrupt me, it makes me lose the contact with your mom's spirit. Let me work with her. Okay. She said, stop counting on other people for your happiness. You have to look inward and understand your own heart. And once you do, you will have the world at your fingertips. Yeah. You've always been the one that everyone comes to. You do everything for everyone. But now, Malika, what I want you to do is put yourself first. And she doesn't mean that for you to be selfish, but to put your happiness first. And she said, and that will make her happy. Yeah. And she does know that you love her and she loves you. And you will get the signs from her. Just don't try too hard. But right now, follow her advice. Work on making yourself happy. That's what she wants you to know. Thank you for calling in, Malika.
Thank you. Wow. Jessica.
Okay, so let's go. We're going to go over to Kansas. So let's bring on Tim from Kansas. Tim, welcome to the show.
Hi, Tim.
Hello.
How are you?
Pretty good. I have a couple of questions about moving from where I'm living to a new apartment, and if I'm continuing on with SSI, in other words, for moving into a new apartment or not in the future.
So let me explain the way this works. So what's going to happen is Mark is going to connect with one of your loved ones on the other side. You may or may not get that answer. You may get something else. So all we ask is that you hang on until Mark calls on you to say something, because he's going to dig real deep with this connection. So just let him tell you, okay?
Right. And thank you, Dr. Pat. I appreciate that. And Tim, you got to realize, and I'm not being facetious when I say that, when you go into a reading, you can't go with your list of I want, because by putting the desire out there, you can inadvertently create a block. Okay. So I'm picking up on a male energy coming through, very father figure. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean your father, but this is a fatherly type of guy. And what I'm getting with him, I feel like I need to stand up straight and have good posture. I'm smelling a lot of cigarette smoke. And what I get is, wow, this guy was always under a lot of stress. It feels like he could have been a workaholic. I mean, I'm just getting like work. And the poor guy, he was always tired. I mean, he may have even had 2 jobs. That's how this feels. So this guy just worked his tail off for his family. Does this make any sense to you?
Yeah, it sounds like my father, who smoked all the time.
Okay. So we got your dad. And he had 2 jobs. Okay. So we got your dad here. First off, he wants you to know, first and foremost, he says, tell him I'm proud of him. Tell him I'm proud of him. Your dad is proud of you, Tim. Okay. And he said that stop equating finances with personal success. Stop equating finances with personal success. He said, you're a successful human because you're a good human. You're a good man. You're a kind man. You care about people. He said, that's what really matters. As a spirit, they see so far beyond the things that we think are important. Now, yes, we all got to have money,
I have to agree with you on that
our
one.
head. But he is telling you you're a good man, you're a kind man, and that's what really counts. And now with this move you're going, he said, it's funny because the theme of the show tonight is about change. He said, don't even give it a second thought. Suck it up and do it, boy. So I think, Tim, I think we got the answer.
Yeah. So Tim, let me ask you a question. What's so hard about making the decision? I don't get that part. I'm Dr. Pat. Tell me what's so hard for you. What mistake are you afraid to make? So you're afraid to make a mistake here. So which one is it? You're going to make the move and it's going to be horrible.
The move is, I just want to know when I might make the move for the house. I'm going to make the move, but I wanted to know some sort of time here about when would be the best time in circumstances, in other words.
Yeah, I'm going to answer that for you.
On that side, if I was going to continue on and doing it, in other words.
Say that one again.
The exercise to continue on, receiving it and, paying for my rent and that sort of thing.
So here's the thing. Oh boy, this is really bundled up. So the paying for the rent thing is a message from your dad about the money. It's like the money thing right there for the paying for the rent. Right. So here's when you're going to make the move. When you're ready. That's when you're going to make the move. So right now you're asking a question about when should I make the move? That indicates to me you're not ready to make the move. Did you hear me talk about the fact that I moved from Washington State to New Jersey in 4 weeks? I did hear you. I made a decision and I moved. Why? It was in my heart. There was nobody going to tell me not to do it. And because it was in my heart, everything fell into place. Everything. People to help, everything. What you're not right in your heart, 100% sure. That's why it's not coming to you about when to make the move. You see what I'm saying? There's a little glitch in the matrix. Yes, Do you know what the block is for you?
Well, I'm just a little fearful of making a mistake here, about moving into the wrong place at the wrong time. Don't want to do that. That's not good leadership to me.
That's right.
That's what I was thinking about.
So you'll never fail when you listen to your heart and not the negative. So fear and faith, and I don't mean faith religiously, I mean faith, belief in yourself, belief in your intuition. Use your intuition on this one, okay, Tim? You've got to use your intuition. Okay. That's what your dad is saying. Once you do that, then you have to have faith and trust. Once you do that, fear will not be allowed in.
Okay, I will do that.
All right, you're on a good path. Go get them. Go get them, Tim.
Real quick, Tim, is there somebody connected to you, possibly in spirit, but it may be someone here? I'm getting like a Barry. Now, when I get Barry, there could be a Gary, but I'm getting like a Barry.
Barry, Gary, not right offhand. I can remember anyone like that.
Okay. Don't worry about it, but that may pop up later on because spirits can see future events, but I keep hearing Barry. And for all we know, with this move, maybe a realtor or property manager, whatever, there could be somebody with a first or last name is like a Barry or a Gary, but I'm getting that coming from your dad.
Okay, Tim, I got a question for you on that. Is there a city or a town? See, when he said Gary, I said Gary, Indiana. But I don't know anything about the Midwest very much.
No,
but
I'm
I don't
staying
know.
in Wichita, Kansas. I'm staying in Wichita, Kansas.
Okay. Are you changing
because of
cities?
the economy and everything that's going on.
Yeah. Wichita's, that's cool.
The coastal areas of the country is very high priced, right now.
Tell me about it. But so you're going to stay where you are. You're going to stay in Wichita, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Just start to pay attention when you go to look. A street sign, Berry Street, Gary Street, You understand what we're saying? Just
Yes,
pay
ma'am.
attention.
Mhm.
That's a
Yeah.
sign to you. You're getting help.
Okay.
All right.
I
Thank
will
you,
do
Tim.
that. Bye.
Gotta love
Good.
Wichita. Thank you, Tim.
Thank you, Tim. Let's keep going,
How many
Dr. Pat.
songs have been written about? How many songs have been written about Wichita?
I
Oh my
don't
gosh,
know.
there's like in so many of songs, at least when I was growing up. All right, Jessica, who we have?
Let's go to
There's a
Lori.
song, a country song on Wichita. I swear, Jessica will know it. All right, Jessica, sorry.
We'll go to Lori from Texas. Lori, welcome to the Psychic in the Dock.
Hi, Lori. How are you tonight?
Hi.
Hi. Tell us what we can help you with.
Well, I was resonating with the theme of change today because, you know, I lost my parents 2018, 2020, and this year it seems like I've recovered essentially from that loss.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, kind of, you know, I'm quizzical or question why now versus, you know, 2 years ago or whatever time frame, right? And I guess healing is not time dependent, but yeah.
Are you
so I kind of
like a
resonated
little
with the
metaphysical person? Are you do you understand a little bit about metaphysical?
A little bit.
Okay. Did you know that 2025 was the year of the wood snake? And do
I
you
did
know
not
what the
know
year
that.
of the do you know what the year of the wood snake? First of all, kick my butt upside down and sideways. The wood snake and the year of the wood snake, and this doesn't come around, it's like 7,000 years. This was about shedding. I'm going to let Mark jump in and then I'll get back to you on that one, okay?
Okay.
Oh, okay, Lori. There's a reason I'm asking this question because I got a couple spirits here that may be mom and dad because it's a man and a woman, but they're talking about water, 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 water. But let me go through this. It's going to sound really goofy. Spirits pull these songs out of my head and out of my brain, and songs, the particular ones have a significance. I'm hearing the itsy bitsy spider crawls up the water spout. Down comes the rain and washes the spider out. Now, we've probably all heard that when we were little kids because that's one of the songs that you sing a kid. But when I get that song, that can mean a couple different things. It can mean you may be having some type of water issue. Could be a leaky hot water heater, a leaky faucet, an irrigation or plumbing problem. Could be connected to you in some way. But because of the itsy bitsy spider part, could also be something in the Scorpio time frame. Why? Because Halloween's in there. Whenever I see bats and scorpions and candy corn, I know that that means Scorpio, which roughly runs from October 20th through November 20th. So there could be births, deaths, anniversaries, or events connected to you, your parents, or someone close to either of you within Scorpio, or it could be something about water. Is there anything there?
So where I live, they just shut off the water all day yesterday for
Bingo.
a repair.
Okay. Okay, so that's a yes. So mom and dad are here, but they're still jamming me on Scorpio, and it seems to be right around Halloween, end of October, very early November. Anything there? Oh, and it could be something, it doesn't have to necessarily be connected with them. It could be connected to you in any way, or it could be something that had happened this last October, early November. Don't worry about it. Just write it down. Just write it down. Okay.
Okay.
Let me see what they want you to know. We've established contact with them. Hold on. Go, 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 go. All right. So whatever you're working on or doing, it's like they're putting you in a slingshot and letting you go. And by the slingshot, I mean, that doesn't mean they're going to catapult you off a building, but it appears that you are set and ready to go, ready to launch on some type of project. This could be something with employment. This could be a personal issue, but your transition into this new phase of your life has been a long time coming, and now it's launch time. That's an interesting message. What's going on with you, Lori?
Possibly two things. So I love to travel, and I'm getting ready to go to Japan. And my parents lived in Japan for a while. My dad worked there. The other thing is I'm contemplating moving to another city within Texas. But I haven't pulled the trigger on that.
All right, so you're ready to launch on both of these. Okay. They're talking about Japan, and I've been to Japan, beautiful country. And they are showing me Nagasaki. Now, Nagasaki and Hiroshima is where the bombs were dropped, but I know that there's like peace museums there. But they're talking about it could be Nagasaki or some other place you're going with like a Nagono, Naga. It's some type of NAG sound on the front of it.
Oh, please leave a message.
So my dad was in the Navy, and he was stationed in Nagasaki. And I have been there. I'm not going there on this trip, but.
Okay, well, that's a yes. All right. So that's a definite. So Dad was in Nagasaki. So let's see what your parents want you to know. First off, this trip is important for you for a number of reasons, and it appears that you're going to be there in time for cherry blossoms. Now, if memory serves, they generally blossom, I think, in April, but I could be off on that. He said, but there's something about the cherry blossoms and the time that you're going to be there. It's giving you time to think, reflect, and open up the new part of your life. Now, as far as moving to another city in Texas, the earlier message, it's long overdue. It's been a long time coming. It's time to do this. Are you thinking of moving to a smaller space, or are you moving out of a smaller space to a bigger one? Because I feel like your living space is going to be more efficient, which, of course, you're going to Japan, which is the most efficient country in the world. But they're talking about your living space being much more efficient.
So my current living space is efficient. It's small. So I sold a house in 2021, and now I'm in an apartment, and it just works great for me. The move is to a smaller town, which is kind of concerning because I live in a big city, grew up in big cities, so I'm a little concerned about going to a smaller town and having access to the things that I do here.
Okay. Dr. Pat?
Why are you moving? Just curious. Because you heard me talk about my move.
Yeah.
Do you know why you're moving
to
this city? Do you have like a relationship, or did you like this city, or what was it?
So there's no particular reason on why to move.
Okay.
I like the city. I know no one there. I mean, it'd be, just dropping, parachuting out and landing in a city and me moving in.
I know we only have a few minutes left, and I rarely do this. You got to be really clear about this move. I don't know the whole story. I don't know if you're leaving the city because, I had to leave a city once because they were after me. That's why I had to leave that city, right? But I moved back here because this was in my heart. But it sounds like you're moving to a smaller city that doesn't fit who you want to become. I don't know.
Yeah,
what do you
that
think
could
about
be.
that? So there's
Yeah.
a big why question for you.
Mhm.
I'm not saying not to move, but this is the year of the fire horse. This was the year of the snake. So I understand the energy for you wanting to move because it's a year of shedding. We're shedding feelings. We're shedding who we are. We're shedding so many different things. And you asked the question, why are you healing now? Because 2025 was a year of healing and shedding and letting go. Just because you've done that, it has freed you up. It now gives you the opportunity to really get in your heart about your next move. And moving to a place which doesn't sound like you're going to be happy at, that just doesn't feel right to me. Does that feel right to you? No.
No. Okay. No.
No, I'm asking you. It does. I mean, I don't want to talk for you, but it doesn't feel right to me, and I don't think it feels right to you. So I'm not saying not to move. If you want to go ahead and move and get out of that apartment, you go move, but find a robust place. See, you can move to a robust, abundant place that is uber efficient. But if you like a big city, and I know Texas a bit, and you think you're going to be happy in a little teeny town in Texas, the culture's different, the people's different, what you're going to do every day is different, what you see is different. And you just have to be clear that you want to be loving that every day. And if you're not thinking right now that I'm going to love my little small town and everything changing down, I'm not going to be able to do this. If you're thinking you're going to love being in that small town, then go. Otherwise, you really need to think it again.
If I can make a suggestion, why don't you go rent a hotel room there for a week and see if you like it there?
Mm-hmm. That's a good idea. I've traveled there a couple of times, and I like it, but visiting is totally different than living, right?
Absolutely.
Everybody tells me, I wish I lived in Europe. And it's like, okay, I've spent a lot of time in Europe. High taxes, terrible parking. Oh, they have all these great shops, the cheese shop, the bread shop. Right. And you'll park 2 miles away from where you got to shop. Oh, they have these cute little refrigerators.
Oh my God, no.
Tax you for BTUs. No. Let me tell you, living there, and to all our European listeners, I do love Europe and I appreciate it, but it's a lot different than being on vacation.
Yeah, I want to give you one last thing. Please do not move until after February 17th, no matter what you do.
Okay.
That is the year of the fire horse. We're still in the year of the snake. There's something about this that you have to still let go of. And I don't have enough time to work through it with you, but I'm saying it sounds like you're moving for the wrong reason to the wrong place. See, you deserve to be in a place you love. So can you please just hit the pause button and work through that through your heart? Okie doke?
Yes, I will. Thank you.
You got to call in, let us know, okay? Call back in.
Okay. All right, will do. Thank you.
What a great show, Mark. Again, what a great show. Jessica, thank you so much. Linda, thank you so much. Rocky, all of you out there. This is about change. And you heard us more times than not tonight to say to hit the pause button. Look up the year of the fire horse. Look up the year of the wood snake. We're coming out of 2025. It was a year to shed snake skin like you are nobody's business. So get yourself ready with that new shiny skin to up level. Don't settle. Mark?
Absolutely, everyone. And we will see you next week, and we will be taking your calls here on The Psychic and the Doc. And the folks we didn't get to, hey, call back in next week. Good night, everybody.
Hey, everybody. Thank you for tuning into The Psychic and the Doc with Mark Anthony and me, Dr. Pat Baccili, right here on TransformationTalkRadio.com. Hey, look, come back next week so we can explore with you more of life's many challenges and learn from fascinating guests. And you know what? Even Mark and me. We'll connect you and discover insights from people in this life and from the afterlife. Extraordinary problems? Yeah, they do. They require extraordinary solutions. But step into the world of possibilities with us on The Psychic and the Doc. That's every Thursday, 4 p.m. Pacific Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on TransformationTalkRadio.com. That's TransformationTalkRadio.com. And don't forget, we're also live face-to-face on Facebook.com, Transformation Talk Radio.